Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the ever-evolving world of Zenless Zone Zero, and if you've been keeping up with the game, you already know how wild the agent roster has become. Hoyoverse clearly knows how to keep things fresh with a mix of flashy moves, cool personalities, and unique mechanics that make each character feel special. Whether you're into slick sword users, elemental brawlers, or tech-savvy tacticians, there's someone here that'll fit your vibe perfectly. And the real fun starts when you start mixing and matching them to create some seriously powerful team comps. Now, with every new update, the meta shifts a little. Remember when ZZZ first dropped and Ellen was the queen of the battlefield? She absolutely dominated with her high damage output. But fast forward to now, and with all these new DPS monsters entering the scene, Ellen's spot at the top is getting a little shaky. That's why we've put together a fresh tier list to help you stay on top of your game. So whether you're re-rolling, building your dream team, or just curious about who's hot right now, stick around because this list is going to break it all down for you. I'm quickly moving on to the video and I'm ranking characters in Zenless Zone Zero. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Corin, Billy, and Anton. Alright, let's rip the band-aid off with a hot take. Not every character in Zenless Zone Zero is worth your pull. Yep, I said it. Some of them are just there, existing, running around the battlefield like they're contributing, but deep down, we all know, we all feel, they're C tier for a reason. Take Corin for example. On paper, she sounds kinda promising. Physical DMG dealer, fancy extended slashes, and all that jazz. But in practice, meh. Her big damage moment relies on enemies being stunned, and even then, you need to hold down her EX special skill like you're charging a spirit bomb. And let's not ignore the elephant, or should I say the cat, in the room. Nekomata exists, and she's just flat out better. AoE damage, flashier, and frankly, more useful. Corin tries, but she's the understudy in a role that's already taken. Now let's talk about Billy, aka Mr. Pew Pew. This guy has energy, he's loud, he's stylish, he dual wields guns like he's in an action movie. But when it comes to actual damage output, not so much. He fits best in quick swap teams where he can sneak in some chain attacks, but the damage doesn't quite hit like you'd want from an attack type. Other physical units just outperform him. It's like watching a fireworks show where only half of them go off. Moving on to Anton. Now, I wanted to like Anton. His electric damage and the whole shock core mechanic seem cool at first. You think, oh wow, this guy's gonna light up the battlefield, but then you actually use him and the sparks barely fly. He's very single target focused, which already limits his usefulness, and his DPS just doesn't keep up. If he had more AoE or stronger burst potential, he might have had a chance. But right now, back to the bench, buddy. It's not that these characters are unusable, by the way. You can build them, you can make them work. But if you're looking for optimal setups, especially in higher tier content, they start to feel like dead weight. You'll find yourself working around their flaws instead of leaning into their strengths. So if you're pulling on banners or planning your dream team, think twice before investing too heavily into these three. Save your resources for characters who won't just look cool on the field, but actually bring the heat. Or, you know, at least don't require a full thesis and perfect enemy setup to do decent damage. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Ben and Nekomata. You know that feeling when you're trying to love a character, but the game just won't let them shine? Yeah. Welcome to the B tier life in Zenless Zone Zero. Let's talk about Ben. Our big fluffy tank has personality, I'll give him that. He can parry, punish, and brings a whole new flavor to Khalida's playstyle. It's a good time, until you realize he moves like he's wading through molasses. Outside of his crit rate buff and a decent shield, he doesn't really bring much to the table. And let's be honest, ZZZ's fast-paced combat rewards dodging, not turtling up with a shield. So while he's cool, he's not exactly meta-defining. Now, Nekomata, she's an AoE beast when she gets the right setup. The problem? Her team options are kinda meh right now. Physical DPS units are everywhere, but support? Yeah, it's basically just Nicole holding the entire faction together like duct tape. She's flashy, she's fun, but she's kinda waiting on the rest of her crew to catch up in future updates. Still, don't sleep on these two. Ben and Nekomata both have potential, it's just buried under some awkward team comps and current meta bias. With the right buffs or new characters, they could easily claw their way up the tier list, but for now, they're chilling in B tier, waiting for their moment. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Pulchra, Ellen, Lucy, Harumasa, Sukaku, Rina, Nicole, Seth, Piper, Grace, Kaleda, Ambi, and Soldier 11. Imagine pulling a character, thinking, meh, and then realizing they're secretly carrying your whole team. Yup, that's the A tier magic in Zenless Zone Zero. Not always flashy, but solid, dependable, and occasionally way more powerful than you'd expect when paired right. Take Pulchra, for example. She's like that friend who only comes alive at concerts, quiet alone, but thrives in a mosh pit. She really needs Aftershock synergy to shine. Without it, kinda niche, but once she's with other Aftershock dealers, boom, she's suddenly stunning enemies left and right while chilling off-field, barely breaking a sweat. Definitely one of those right team, right moment units. Now let's talk Ellen. Cool, elegant, and absolutely lethal when set up properly. She's an ice-type DPS who melts enemies. Ironic, right? She's a beast when paired with Lycaon and Sukaku. Lycaon stuns, Sukaku buffs, and then Ellen just cleans house. She's less popular nowadays because of some power creep, cough Miyabi cough, but make no mistake, Ellen's still got it. Lucy, on the other hand, is just good vibes. Her guard balls are basically little chaos gremlins that provide buffs and off-field DMG. She's that support character who buffs your team and chips away at enemies without needing constant attention. Pair her with someone who triggers her additional ability and she's a low maintenance, high reward pick. Then there's Harumasa, a freebie at one point, but definitely not free tier in power. He's electric, he's stylish, and when you get his setup right, he hits hard. But yeah, there's a bit of prep involved. He's kind of like a microwave lasagna. Takes a while to get going, but worth it in the end. Sukaku is low-key one of the best buffers in the ice meta. Like if you're running Ellen or a Lycaon and you're not bringing Sukaku, what are you even doing? She builds ice anomaly, buffers damage, and just fits perfectly into any frosty team. She's like the glue that holds icy destruction together. Then we've got Rina, the PN queen. She's stylish and deadly, boosting her team's pen ratio and dishing out solid damage herself. Shock anomaly teams love her because she makes reactions stronger and applies shock like it's her job. Which, I mean, it kinda is. Build her right and she's not just a support, she's part-time deep. Nicole is a support with ether tricks up her sleeve. She's great at clustering enemies for AoE damage and boosts ether DPS like a pro. But if your team isn't built around ether, she kinda feels like she's at the wrong party. Still, in the right lineup, she shreds deep defense and makes your ether units go wild. And finally, shout out to Grace, the anomaly queen. She's quick to shock, easy to slot into a team, and when paired with other anomaly builders, she unlocks that sweet disorder damage. Sure, she's slipping down the meta a bit thanks to new characters, but she's still an absolute unit in the right hands. So yeah, A tier isn't just almost there, it's already there, if you know how to use it. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Miyabi, Astra Yao, Osaru, Trigger, Yanagi, Evelyn, Soldier Do, Ambi, Jane Doe, So, Bernice, Ju Yuan, Caesar, Chingy, Lighter, and Lycaon. You know that moment when your screen's a chaotic mess of explosions, ice shards, and anime speed lines, but somehow you're winning? Yeah. That's the Miyabi effect. She's like a blizzard in heels. Once you figure out her attack rhythm and nail that big move, she doesn't just fight, she annihilates. Sure, she takes a little finesse to master, but trust me, once she's fully built, Miyabi turns the battlefield into her personal runway of destruction. Now, let's talk about Astra Yao, aka your team's best friend. This girl is the glue holding your squad together. Whether you're rocking anomaly or full-blown attack characters, Astra Yao's buffs slide in effortlessly and make quick assists smoother than a jazz solo. She doesn't just support, she elevates. Think of her as the ultimate hype woman for your mains, and then there's Trigger. Don't let the chill vibe fool you. This is one of those characters who doesn't even need to show up to be a menace. Just tag her in, stack some aftershock damage, and let her do the dirty work from the sidelines. What's wild is that she doesn't need aftershock synergy like Pulchra does. She just hops into any team comp and goes, cool, I got this. Speaking of team comps, Yanagi's the one who plays by her own rules. Most anomaly characters need a little setup, but Yanagi? Nah, she sees an anomaly effect and just goes. She doesn't care which element triggered it, she just brings the disorder. Pair her with someone like Miyabi and suddenly you're watching enemies melt faster than ice cream in July. Now, Evelyn, oh boy, she's a firestorm in motion, her chain attacks are ridiculous, and that 125% buff, spicy. She's got this vibe where every attack feels like the grand finale of a fireworks show. The catch? She's a bit picky, needs the right teammates and a good crit rate build, or she won't shine as bright. But when the stars align, she burns through everything. Let's not ignore the heavy hitters like Soldier Zero Ambi. If you love raw damage and aftershock spam, Ambi is your girl. Her Silver Star passive is no joke, marking targets and keeping the hurt coming. Her AoE isn't as massive as Miyabi's, but her single target damage output is downright scary. She's one of those characters who doesn't wait around, she dominates. Then there's Jane Doe. Don't let the name fool you, there's nothing generic about her. She's like if Anomaly Damage got a crit machine. Way ahead of characters like Piper, Jane's assault style build turns her into a walking anomaly nuke. Slower than the classic DPS styles, sure, but with that kind of burst potential, who even cares? And last but definitely not least, we've got Ju Yuan, Bernice and the support trio, Caesar, Chingy and Lycaon. Ju Yuan's a gun-toting DPS queen who blends with any stun or support setup. Bernice builds burn like a maniac and then tags out, still cooking enemies off the field. Caesar, the tank who forgot what just defense means, she buffs, debuffs, stuns, and crowd controls like a whole squad in one. Chingy and Lycaon are stun gods, especially in ice teams. Chingy's got insane daze scaling, while Lycaon chills enemies to the core and boosts everyone else's stun output. Basically, if you're not using at least one of these characters, are you even playing ZZZ, right? The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.